Welcome into the Spiel, where we always have great news. We always have encouraging news. We like to have new news. And we all also on occasion have what, Rob? Fake news.
Fake news is the best news.
Is it?
Yes.
You just make stuff up. You don't care that we're telling our audience
No, they need to know that it's fake news.
it's fake news.
Yeah, you can't pass off fake news as real news because then that's lying.
Right. We don't let
Hold on.
what?
Aren't we used to fake news?
We are used
Or
to
is that
fake news.
controversial to say?
It is. Yes. That's the premise here on the Spiel is we don't let facts get in the way of a good story. Was that bad? That was bad to say.
No, that sounds
Maybe
like
we should cut that.
That sounds like the news outlets.
All right, guys, listen, some exciting news. As you know, for years and years and years, how many years? 12 years? The Spiel has been on Fox, KBSI, in the middle of the country, in Illinois, Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee, and Arkansas, right? And then one day, we got a call from David Bruner, who's like a big-time agent. He used to work for CNN. He manages a lot of really well-known talent like Tim Estilos, our Spiel on Entertainment guy. And he started a network and asked us to come on as part of his network, DBTV, which is on, it's so funny you have all these acronyms, which is on Roku. Does that stand for something or is it just R-O-K-U, Roku? Just Roku. Everybody knows Roku. Amazon Fire on demand, okay? You can get it there. Something like 400 million viewers. So anyway, to add to that exciting news of the many ways that you can watch the Spiel, we have expanded and we now have another location, a new studio.
Woo!
Was that your exciting mating call?
Yeah,
What was
well,
that?
I just thought other people would join me, but
You're
nobody
excited,
did.
yeah.
So.
I thought it was a ghost.
What?
I thought it was a ghost.
Oh, what do you think of the new space, Rob?
I think it looks incredible.
So what did you notice in the new space that you really liked?
Well, there was a really ginormous refrigerator.
Okay, right.
And
How
it
about
had-
the countertop out front in the chef's kitchen?
Oh yeah, that was pretty baller.
And do you know who made that possible?
Oh.
That would be Cosentino.
Cosentino. Decton is the color, right?
Right.
Emily? Trillium is the color, Decton is the surface. Very fancy stuff in our chef's kitchen. So you just have to tune in to watch that. And then Fairfield Chair Company.
Yeah,
Gave
they had
us some cool furnishings.
pretty cool looking furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You liked the couch up to the table. It has a formal name.
Oh yeah. The bench thing. I forgot the name of it.
What is it called?
Oh wait, it has a weird. It's like
Settee.
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 It has two names to it though.
Does it?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Let me look at the video.
Look it up. And then we would also like to thank, for that Fairfield Chair Company, we'd also like to thank All the Right Spaces, giving us really cool backdrops, beautiful artwork on the wall there. And then they did some closets because we know we like to spiel it in people's closets. So we'll have celebrities come over and just talk about
We do.
what is in their closet, what
We
isn't in
have
their
spieled
closet.
it in closets before.
We have spieled it in many closets, yeah. Who, let's see, I was trying to think of the celebrity there in Nashville. She let us into her closet.
I don't remember her name.
Well, we'll show you this clip and you'll know her. Take a look. And then, of course, the Tub Connection, when we decide to do an interview in a clawfoot tub.
Can we call it Tub Time with Angie?
Yeah, okay. We're going to call it Tub Time with Angie.
Yeah.
All right, and then we also need to thank Crystalia Glass. We do have an area because Rob insists on being able to just get away from everybody and close the door and have some Rob time.
Well, that sounds ominous.
Yeah. So you'll be able to get away and just be there, Rob.
But it's glass, so people can still
It
see
is
me.
glass, so we can still see you. I mean, welcome to the world of television.
Right.
We're watching everything you do.
Unfortunately.
Right? Unfortunately, we are. And anyway, it's a great studio, and what's super cool, it is housed on grounds of a fourth-generation farm. So if you continue down the road, you will notice the farm on Astor, and this great group of artists, Toefish Art, made this really cool sign for us, so we want you to take a look at that. And then there's an 1800s farmhouse there that's kind of cool, right?
Yeah,
It's
it
going
was
to
pretty.
be like an event and wedding
Yeah.
facility. And we tried it out. We had an
It worked
impromptu.
really well.
Yeah, we had an
Worked really well.
impromptu surprise
I was
wedding.
very surprised.
Nuptials.
I think I was the only person who didn't know.
Nobody knew.
No, I mean of the crew.
It was surprise. No. Did you know? I think I told
You
Lucas
called
that
me.
morning. I had to tell Lucas because he was running sound.
You put me into the.
Oh, and I had to tell Riley, I said, make sure you capture everybody's surprised faces.
Yeah, see, I was.
You didn't.
I didn't. I was the only one who didn't know.
Really wasn't surprised.
Rob, were you surprised?
I was very surprised.
He missed your face.
You missed my face, Riley?
Yes, he missed your
Aw.
face. So anyway, it was a big day. We wanted to make sure that we could host because we're wanting a live studio audience for this show. I think that's a must.
That would make it for an interesting day.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We'll do a lot of segments outside. We'll have food trucks like this one, Saks Food, you remember?
Right.
Saks Food. And then we had a shaved ice truck that just pulled up for like 2 seconds, served some shaved ice to some kids and departed. Is that right, Riley? They didn't stay very long? They didn't stay long. And, it's a great place to visit. We'll want you to come out and we'll want you to take part. We'll eventually want to tell you on this show about Croatia. Have you ever wanted to go to Croatia, Rob?
I just recently found out that it was a place that existed.
It's a great place. Yeah. It's the setting of a pretty famous film, I think, The Game of Thrones. It
Is that where they shot it?
there in Croatia, yeah.
That's cool.
Are you looking for maybe a destination wedding place, Lucas?
Not a destination.
That's
wedding.
in your future, a wedding. Can you hear the
But-
bells?
Yes, actually, they've been ringing for a few weeks now. I probably need to get my hearing
So she
checked.
said yes.
She did.
Tell us about
Praise
it.
the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
So whenever we got back together, I told myself I
Back
wasn't going to wait
together.
very
Wow,
long.
you're going to air that on television.
yeah, of
okay.
course,
All right,
yeah.
we're back together, babe.
Yeah. I wasn't going to wait very long, so I surprised her one night when she got home from work. I had this whole setup in the backyard.
Yes, you did. Who can say no to donuts?
And yeah, I proposed with a box of donuts with a ring in the middle.
Her favorite donuts.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and give the place a plug. It's worth noting.
Yeah, $5 Donuts out of Nashville
Unbelievable.
is the best donut place.
Is it a
near here.
100-layer donut? What is it?
Yeah, so they're croissant donuts.
Oh my
So they're
gosh.
100-layer croissant donuts.
Okay.
It's hard to eat a whole one. 'cause
It's crazy.
They're
I'll do it.
Rob will
beautiful.
do it. Okay, that's a challenge on your cheat day when you can have a cheat day. So we'll send this to 5 daughters and hopefully they'll send us a box of the donuts that got you a yes.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. All right, guys, look at that. You got an applause.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a bow, take a bow. All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to talk about that area along the Adriatic coastline there, and we're going to give you some tips and tricks for international travel that you don't want to miss, so stay right there.
16, 17 hours a day. You just, it's unbelievable.
We'll taste these in a second. They have this really tropical, citrusy aroma, almost fruit loopy, which is really fun. We use those a lot.
I surrender to your ways.
Hi, I'm Alexanne with All the Right Spaces. We do custom woodworking throughout the home. All of our products are made specifically for your space. They can really be made any way that you want them made so that they fit into your home. This accent wall that we did here, it was customized to fit this space. All of our products are made to last a lifetime, and we do guarantee them. We don't do anything that we don't believe in. So we want to make sure that it's right and it's right for you and you love it when we leave.
Vaping is not safe. I think a lot of people have the mindset that it's vapor, like coming from a teapot, and it's absolutely not the case because aerosol is actually what's coming out, and there's like small particles that they're breathing into their lungs, and even though they may say they don't have nicotine, they actually do have nicotine in them. They have nickel, lead, acetone, formaldehyde. Knowing that you're breathing those things into your lungs definitely is not healthy. So I just think young people need to be aware of that.
It all starts here. Our Amish craftsmen take their years of experience and combine it with the finest materials to create the building of your dreams. You know quality. You deserve the best. Let us deliver it to your door. Ozark Portable Buildings. Your building, your way.
So we were just talking about it, how everybody's interested in those tips and tricks of how to travel internationally, right? How to go someplace really cool, not be intimidated. I can tell you that there are services out there that you want to steer clear of, and immediately when you contact them, if they ask for money, hang up. There are agencies out there that if you do your homework and you know what you want to do, we were talking about Croatia as an example. It's that place that you didn't know that you wanted to go until you do. And it's probably one of the most affordable trips we've taken. Seems luxurious, one of the best that we've taken, but it was just knowing how to travel. And believe it or not, the most affordable way to travel in Croatia is on a 38-passenger yacht and island hopping. It's cheaper than getting a hotel room and buying 2 to 3 meals a day. Much cheaper. So look into that, and then look for those companies like Adventure Life or some place that will just help you make sure you have the right documentation, make sure that you have what you need to get into the country, and they'll take care of you and not charge you anything. And it was the best way to travel. Don't be afraid of international travel. Rob, this was so you. So I felt like I had to learn the language, right, if I'm going to Croatia. And Bach is supposed to be high and by. The first Uber driver we had, or cab driver, said, please don't say Bach, like we'll know immediately. Everybody there, they spoke English very well. And I never heard the word Bach. I never heard any of the words. Like they acted like in Croatia that people would put U on the end of everything. Pizzu, pastu. No. I would have seemed like a ding-a-ling. And there are people on YouTube saying, okay, here's how you communicate in Croatia. And it's wrong.
Well, I mean, you can't believe everything on the internet.
That's right. Thanks, Tad. Thanks for that. But no, it's a great place. You can fly into Dubrovnik, which everybody knows. It's Split on steroids. Split is the place that you can fly into, or Zagreb, which is the capital city. Very cool, ancient times. You know, the Roman emperors lived there, Diocletian's palace. There's also something in that country that we could capitalize on here. You can, on Yelp, you see photographers and videographers who will follow your family around for a day, capturing moments, and charge you like peanuts. But anyway, it was kind of cool.
Are peanuts the standard currency in Croatia?
Well, actually, no. It's surely not the dollar either. They really kind of, they look down on the dollar because, you know, it's not even worth a euro.
Not even worth a dollar.
Yeah, it's, they're like, I'd really rather not take that, you know. And in other parts of the world, they're like, oh, yeah, $1?
Right.
No, not in Europe. It's pretty sad, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you would like it. The Game of Thrones was filmed there. I guess they used a lot of the castle walls and such, but they embellished.
I was going to say, please tell me somebody opened up a Starbucks over there.
Yeah, there's Starbucks. There's coffee everywhere. There's olives, pressed olives. Like there's, you know, great wines. It was excellent.
That's cool.
It was a good time, yeah. Where are you wanting to go?
Home?
You've talked about wanting to vacation.
I want to go somewhere that has like that crystal clear water.
Ding, ding, ding.
I think I found the place. I think it's the Maldives.
Oh.
Where don't they have like those huts up on top, like above the water?
Nice. Yes.
As long as they have Wi-Fi.
But where are you supposed to go eat and such if you're living in a hut? Can you walk
Oh, I'm
up
sure.
on the
Yeah,
mainland
it's just off the beach. I think I haven't done a whole lot of research, but I'm sure I could probably hang out with some family there that's like cooking or whatever.
Well, I recommend the sea. It's very salty, but you can see all the way to the bottom. I don't care if it's 20 feet, 40 feet.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to be able to see.
We have these swim stops. I think I should hook you up with Croatia. It's so
down.
good. Yeah, the Maldives are nice too, but we can maybe go there as a group.
It'd be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, that would.
I just want to swim all day long.
If you have any tips for international travel, because I think that's a big thing. I think that keeps people from making plans is a fear of the unknown. And I'm here to tell you, one of 3 Americans on a boat of 38 people, and I made the best friends from Australia, New Zealand, the UK, and including my friend Robert, who he didn't take photos, he just sketched everything in
that's cool.
watercolor. Yeah, I'm going to put that up. This is worth closing with because it's so good. Okay, I might have stalked him a little bit. I'm still stalking him now that I'm stateside, but I do love you, Robert. So listen, today we have a remarkable man here at Chaplain to share some stories that'll just leave you I mean, your mouth wide open. Some of the things that he's done over his career. We have some great music, and we're gonna spiel it in the kitchen with a guest that was hard to get, but we got him. When we come back, it's exciting. All of that ahead. Stay right there.
A matter of getting everything together so I could go. There was no question about whether I was going or not going. I knew what I was going to do.
Right.
My name is Brett, and I used to smoke. I quit, but not until I got a serious gum disease. My tip to you is, your smile says a lot about you. What does this say?
Hi, I'm Bradley Griffith. I am the director of Logan Fitness. We have so many different things to offer as far as the fitness center, the aquatic center, our classes. It's just a really great place to be.
It's a very friendly community. Everyone's very kind and welcoming here.
Everyone who's here is striving to better themselves. That's something that really drives me, and it's just an enjoyable environment to be a part of. I encourage anyone who has never been to Logan Fitness to come and give it a try, because I know that they won't be disappointed.
So we are thrilled to have on the Spiel today Chaplain Dan Lovin. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So you came to share how you have been called to answer a need when really, really bad things happen in the world. But we also want to talk about what you're doing day to day and how you're being used currently. I understand you're going into jails and ministering. You're putting a lot of miles on a car, traveling the state of Illinois and being there in crisis situations for people. How do you do it? How do you stand strong and keep putting on the uniform and going day after day?
Good question.
Yeah.
I wished I had a good answer for you. I currently serve as Illinois FOP State Chaplain. I've been there several years.
Okay.
I currently on the crisis hotline from 4:30 to 8:30, and that's always at night. It seems like the calls always come between midnight and 4, somewhere in that area. They were never through the daytime. Mm-hmm. And I've served there many years, and with several board of trustees and a couple of presidents. Currently serve with President Chris Southwood, a very good supporter. And I've been at the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office for over 30 years. I've served under 4 or 5 sheriffs.
Yeah. When people wind up there, it's a crisis usually, especially on the other side of the bars.
Always.
Yeah.
We started a chaplain's program many years ago, and I now administrate the program. Okay. I have about 21 volunteers that go into the jail.
Wow.
And we have a schedule.
Yeah.
I look at their applications and do all of that, and do the background checks and make sure they're okay.
People need encouragement nowadays. You know, we're hearing of it more where we're actually encouraging people to use crisis hotlines. We want people to reach out, those people who are suffering in silence, and there are all sorts of things happening in the world. And I know for a lot of people, you know, Sunday morning, Wednesday night, they make sure that they're in church. But when they don't make that decision, sometimes church has to be brought to them, or in your case, just words of encouragement. How do you handle those situations when something comes in like that?
They're one-on-one. Everyone's different, even though some of them may have the same characteristics. Mm-hmm. They're still different because they're personalized to an individual.
Yeah.
And that makes it personal.
Yeah, I shared with you that of late, we've had it asked of us several times, why would God allow this to happen? Where was God in this situation? And I'm sure you get that a lot. How do you answer that?
That's a good question, and I'm certainly not capable of answering for God. So I usually answer a traumatic type question with a question to help them process.
Absolutely.
And sometimes when somebody says, where was God? I'll answer, where do you think he was?
Right.
And that lets me know quite a bit. God hasn't moved. And I remind them, everything's different, but Deuteronomy 29:29 says there's some mysteries known only unto God. And someday we may know those mysteries and might know the answers, but not now.
Right.
People make choices, and choices have consequences.
Wow. And bad choices at times. I mean, we've all done it,
We've all made mistakes.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you, this, you brought in imagery that I don't think that I've looked at in some time. It's the bombing of the World Trade Center. It was a tough one. It was that morning we'll never forget, the planes flying into the building. And if you ever thought there was an end to the world, that was the day that you thought it was happening. And it wasn't very long after that awful event that you were called to Ground Zero.
Called on the 12th.
And do you go with everything you have? Do you go with some reluctance? Are you drawn there immediately? What was it like, that experience for you?
A matter of getting everything together so I could go. There was no question about whether I was going or not going. I knew what I was going to do.
Right. Were you there primarily to help and assist and offer encouragement to like the first responders and there to keep people, focused and just, we're talking about some weary individuals that day. I can't imagine what that scene was like.
I was called to go there as a chaplain for law enforcement.
Okay.
And I ended up being assigned to the 20th precinct. And after working there a few days, they sent me down to the 6th precinct where they actually lost officers.
Right.
And I worked primarily in those two places.
Did you just work through the exhaustion? Can you remember those days? It seemed like one ran into the other because all of us had so many unknowns.
16, 17 hours a day. You just, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We ate at the precinct, or well, everybody did. And it's just I lost track of days.
Yeah. Those are things that I don't know if it defines you, but it sure leaves an impression on you that you never forget. And still to this day, and it's marked beautifully with a memorial, and people will still go and place flowers and tell stories of the loved ones and those people who perished that day. What good can come out of something so horrific present day for all the generations to remember? For me, it was the unification and how everybody came together. And that was really a period when kindness just rippled everywhere. People were opening doors. People were being kind to one another. And it's unfortunate that something like that has to happen for the world to be changed.
Probably, if you remember back, like I can remember back, the country was probably more unified than it ever was.
Oh, yeah.
One example was even the gangbangers were waving at police officers.
Right.
I was going to go to church that one Sunday, and the Catholic church where I stayed part of the time had usually 3 services, and they had services all day. I went down to, they call them storefront churches, and the police officer said, "I don't think you're going to get in today." There was a double line wrapped around the block to go.
Oh, my.
If you also remember in our locality, churches were full.
Oh, yeah.
People were coming to church. Unfortunately, that didn't last
How
long.
soon they forget. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, there's a pretty interesting story. I'm going to ask you if I can share it, though, and we'll be right back.
Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling. Clementine. You are lost and gone forever. Dreadful sorry. Clementine.
Quit smoking today.
I am Dr. David Israel, and I am a board-certified pediatrician. It's not just about providing health care, but it's about being involved in their lives and getting to know the entire family.
I chose healthcare because I like to help people. Working in the rural health setting and in a family practice setting, I get to have relationships with my patients and I get to know them on a personal level.
We see everyone regardless of their ability to pay.
We accept all insurance companies as well as having a sliding fee program.
Did Tom Selleck actually go to the?
Well,
did they
I
just
think
let
that's
him wear it on Blue Bloods?
more when you see Blue Bloods or some TV shows out of New York. You see the police officers with
They'll
these.
replicate it.
I think that's more television.
Yeah.
Than actually be there.
Yeah.
The teachers are really good, they're understanding.
All our faculty here teach from experience.
I love it. It's so hands-on.
They want to see us succeed. There's so many options, so many things they can choose from.
I wasn't just another statistic out there.
My advisors and my professors have been very helpful.
I've felt completely at home from the first day.
Everyone has been so welcoming and helpful and encouraging. It's made it really easy. So I would for sure recommend John A.
And we're back with Chaplain Lovin, which I love that name. It's just it's perfect. You said it wasn't so great when you were in the military.
Oh yeah, well
But we were talking about how, unfortunately, you've seen it and we've witnessed it where when something really bad, something really traumatic happens, how people tend to come together, right? And you've seen now where the media or whomever would have us believe that the world is divided again. Are you hopeful in these times?
Oh, yes.
And what encouragement do you offer?
God's still sitting on the throne.
Amen.
And he hasn't changed any. And, there's pockets. If you look at biblical history in the Old Testament, God always had a remnant of people. And he still has a remnant of people in our country that still worship the true and living God. And that hasn't changed.
No. I think it's really cool, and I would encourage our viewers just to sit still and wait for an answer or wait for a miracle to happen in your life, because personally it's happened for me, and I know in my 52 years I've seen a lot of this happen. And you shared a story before we went to break. I told everybody we were going to share it. When you're a journalist, they'll send you out to these events just like they'll always ask for the chaplain to come out. And we were out covering the 1-year anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing.
Right.
And again, those type things that happen in the world, there are really no words. If you can be there for people and help to tell the story of a loved one, that's what you want to do, offer encouragement. But I guess the chaplain from that state, and we've got the chaplain here from Illinois, and God works in mysterious ways where I think he was on assignment once, and he was supposed to come find you in New York, and he was explaining how it's a really big place, but it happened, and it happened in grand fashion.
It did.
Talk about that.
Jack Pohl was the lead chaplain, of course, at Oklahoma City Memorial Building bombing.
Mm-hmm.
Never met the man, just read about him, seen him on TV. Leslie Sykes was the state chaplain at that time, and they were going to send them both to New York to assist with the law enforcement family. And they told Leslie to look me up because they knew I was in New York, and Leslie looked at him, and Leslie said, "You want me to find one white man and 12 million people?" Well, I was at the 6th precinct that day, and I was down at the pile early that morning, probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
I was serving down there. And then they brought us back to the 6th for a break. And I was sitting there talking to a sergeant, drinking coffee, and just kind of relaxing. We were dirty, and I mean, it just was a horrible place.
Catch this. Okay.
And in walked 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
And these 2 people said, "Our van broke down. We're from Oklahoma, and our van broke down about 2 blocks from here.
Mm.
And we was wondering if you ever heard of or you might know a man named Dan Lovin."
You're looking at him.
And I turned around and looked towards, and I said, "I'm him."
Oh, goodness.
I said, "Who are you 2?"
Oh, my.
And then they told me.
Yeah.
And I thought, who but God could orchestrate
No doubt.
such a meeting?
Still,
it's impossible.
Still friends today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, keep up with one another because it's a tough job. We all want to be encouragers, whatever your beliefs or non-beliefs. But, just in this time, in this day, I wouldn't want to do it alone. And I don't want our young people, I don't want anybody doing it alone. I really don't. And you're to be commended. I understand you're getting ready to to maybe retire, slow down a little bit?
We're at 75 now.
Oh, is it time?
It's
Okay.
it's getting closer. I'm still active, but
Yeah.
it's getting closer.
What do you definitely want to point out that maybe I didn't ask you about?
I think people need to realize that in any crisis, stressful, traumatic event, hurting people need caring people.
Mm.
And we can all do that if we want to.
Sure we can.
But you got to want to.
Yeah.
Because people need people. It's the way God made us.
Yeah. We need togetherness. We need to be together.
Absolutely.
Community. Kudos to you. Job well done, my good and faithful servant. I'm sure you'll hear that one day, which is pretty remarkable and amazing. And just that you've had the courage all of these years to face. You just never knew what you were going to face.
No, you had no idea what you was walking at. Television, when you looked at the TV at 9/11 and seen the pictures on TV, it didn't show or describe what you, that walking on that pile that first time is, it changed me. Well, in 2008, I got cancer. Right here. That's radiation burn. And they gave me 2 years to live.
Oh, my.
And I went to Siteman Center in St. Louis, Missouri. Went through a lot of treatments, some surgeries. But God's not done with me. I'm still here.
I think you advise those physicians that they don't get to make that call.
My main doctor said there is no rhyme or reason for you to be alive. But one.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And keep on keeping on. You're
will.
amazing. Great guy. We appreciate you so much. And we'll be right back.
Utilize more of this, of being, making videos
Yes.
and podcasts, whatever it looks like, recording our songs, because then they can reach anyone.
At Carrier Mills Community Health Center, I feel like we're just a small-knit family. While we're all kind of new to each other here, we are learning one another's hobbies, everything about everybody's families, and that's just kind of the environment you're going to get here. And I think we all have the same goal here, is to make sure that everybody gets thorough health care.
You're going to be met with a super friendly staff that honestly cares about you. We were able to bring a clinic back to a town that desperately needed it. Lots of patients maybe don't have access even to the nearest town due to transportation issues, and so we're able to provide hometown care to those that are striving to make this community what it is today.
We invite anybody from the Southern Illinois region, especially those that are struggling to find a primary care provider who's really going to reach out to you and meet you where you're at. Whether you have insurance, whether you don't, we are happy to help provide as many services as possible with comprehensive primary care to really help the most underserved, vulnerable populations of the area.
Well, I think our biggest service that we offer is our customer service. We genuinely care about people, and the people that come in, like, we want to do the best that we can for them.
We really value the customer more than anything else, taking care of them and making them feel like, you know, they're at home when they come here.
Best feature about this bank is just its family environment. We're here to help you.
You are a customer that we want to know what you need and what kind of service can we give you to make it better. And our people are going to give the best service available.
I was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. I've always had a goatee, and now I don't. And you lose a lot of things. You know, I didn't just lose my hair. Going through treatment, you can't be as active, and it's hard when you come home and, you know, Daddy, can you get on the floor and play with me today? And, you know, unfortunately, some days it's Daddy needs to go rest. I started smoking when I was 14 years old.
Hi, I'm Jared Mitchell.
And I'm Hillary Mitchell, and we are so honored to be on the Spiel today. This is really awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to be sharing a brand new song that we are working on right now. We're currently working with a producer to get it recorded and released as soon as possible. It's called Abide, and it's based off of the scripture in John 15 that says, I am the vine and you are the branches. Anyone who abides in me and I in him, you will bear much fruit. And so I began writing this about 2 years ago. And then Jared, that's typically what happens. One of us has an idea and then the other will step in and help write. And so it talks about abiding singing and declaring, I'm going to abide in you, Lord. But, and it's miraculous. And so we just believe, as Jared and Hillary Mitchell, we believe that we can't really do anything apart from Jesus and his work in our lives.
There's a purpose when my eyes can't see the process. What you're doing in the darkness, hidden in the secret place. There's a stirring when I can't see what you're doing, but I feel your spirit moving. I surrender to your ways. As I abide in you, and you abide in me. As I abide in you, and you abide in me. Oh, I abide in you. There's a sowing even in the winter season. You do nothing without reason. You're still cultivating. And there's such beauty when my roots run deep in your love. Starved of all else, you are enough. Only you can satisfy. Oh, as I abide in you, and you abide in me. As I abide in you, and you abide in me. As I abide in you, and you abide in me. As I abide in you, and you abide in me. As you abide in me. There's a stillness as I dwell in true contentment, resting in your joy transcendent, captivated by your face.
Wow. Little husband and wife, they are worship duo. That was good. And you harmonized so well. It's a good thing, right?
Thank you.
So why are you two doing this? What's your calling? I know to encourage people, but when did that yearning come about?
I know for me, it's been a passion since I was a very young child. And I started...
One? Is that...
Maybe a little older. Three-ish,
Okay,
honestly.
three-ish, okay.
3, 4-ish.
Yeah.
And my family is musical as well as Hillary's family are
yeah.
both musicals. So we grew up around singing, around instruments playing in our homes. And so from a very young age, that gifting was there. And then I think we both knew pretty young that we were called into this profession of sharing music with people to inspire, to bring hope, to bring joy, to bring peace and all the things that God gives us, and translate that through music. We've been doing it for most of our lives, and now we get to do it together, so that's super fun.
Where do you want to go, or what would be a good place, or where would you invite people to come and see you? There have to be some aspirations attached too, though. Yeah. So what's good for you?
Well, so every week we lead worship at our church, the Rhodes Church, and we have 3 campuses. Okay. So we're kind of reaching Southern Illinois, and we have a campus up near St. Louis. Right. That streams. So that's what we're doing weekly. Okay. And we're reaching out that way. We love to do like conferences and gatherings where people come from different places to come together for worship and to come together to learn and to sing. So we love that kind of environment, events like that, conferences. So we're wanting to do more of that, and we're doing some things locally, so some outdoor things. And so any chance we get, we're just kind of taking that opportunity.
Play. Yes.
We're really hoping to utilize more of this, of being, making videos and podcasts, whatever it looks like, recording our songs, because then they can reach anyone all over the world, just like you're doing. So.
Is there a way to follow you online? Do you have social media or check out your calendar and stuff?
Yeah. So Jared and Hillary with no space. And we're on Facebook, Instagram, and then you can find our music on Apple Music and Spotify and YouTube. We actually haven't been in the studio since before COVID, so all of our music is from 2019 when we recorded our last project. But this song that we did today, it's in production right now, and it'll be our next release very soon. So excited about that.
So oldies but goodies up until this one, which is fantastic and will abide, and all of that until we get to
just keep abiding.
That's
it won't be long.
Will abide. All right, thanks guys so
Thank
much.
you
We
so
appreciate
much.
you.
Thanks for having us.
And we're going to be doing a whole lot more on this show, so just stay right there. Find out.
We did a lot of trial and error to start. Okay. We started on a very, very small system, about 1.5 barrels. So in our first year, we made over 100 different beers.
Okay.
And every single one was an experiment.
Surprisingly, when we went out onto the streets, we were told to listen for horn honks. There were none.
I felt really positive about this book. I sent it up for a lot of awards, and it won quite a few.
Announce what it is.
Okay. Samuel?
What's up?
How does it feel to be on the first show shoot?
It's a little spooky at first, but
yeah?
I think I've gotten a bit of in the swing of it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And we're joined by Marika and Aaron of Scratch Brewing Company as we spiel it in our Prairie Farms kitchen. This is not your milk that you might be accustomed to at home. This is, first of all, it looks very naturistic, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what you guys want to do, right? You rely on the goodness of nature for your brews. Mm-hmm. Tell me about it. I'm looking at so many interesting things here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of leaves today.
Yeah.
Some bark.
Yeah.
Some nuts over there. Yeah, this is a kind of a good array of the different things that we do at Scratch, things we put in our beer. We've got some things that we'll try today
Yes,
too.
yes.
We've got Maypop Wild Passion Fruit. This right now is covering the entrance to the brewery. If you were to walk in, the vines
Really?
are just covering
In
the
Southern
front door.
Illinois, you're
Yes.
covered. Okay.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
Erin worked on kind of replanting those right in the beds right in front of the front door. You
Nice.
can't even see the parking lot at the moment.
Yeah, the brewery kind of looks like Costa Rica right now.
You know what? That's a good look. That's a really good look. So.
Yeah, the sassafras leaves help with that too. We'll taste these in a second, but they have this really tropical citrusy aroma, almost Fruit Loopy, which is really fun.
Yeah.
We use those a lot. And then over here we have some wild cherry wood. We use the bark.
Wild it is.
In
Look at this.
beer. And
Yeah.
then some black walnuts over here. So we'll kind of go through these one by one and smell and taste. But yeah, if you want to, we can dive into some
let's
of these
dive right in.
things.
Let's this is an art form, and so many people try it and so many people fail, but you've definitely done it and done it well because people keep coming back.
That's
so
true. So first thing over here is the passion fruit. I'll let Erin take a crack at opening one of those.
Oh,
So-
they're kind of smushy.
Yeah, so they'll fall off. They're not ripe until they fall off the vine.
Okay.
So this
Then it's
morning I
ready.
grabbed these. You just pull it open like that, and then it's
Look at
actually
there. Wow.
actually it's that when they're slightly yellow like that, it's gonna be really sweet and
Oh,
almost
I made a
like
mess.
almost like a Hawaiian punch in a way.
Very good. Oh, and there are seeds.
Yeah, you can eat the seeds or you can spit them out, whatever
Okay, I'll
whatever
swallow it.
you
You know that whole
prefer.
little grow in your stomach, then it'll be fine.
Right.
But it's really an amazing plant that we have tropical fruit in Southern Illinois with the same flavors that would grow anywhere.
Crazy.
So we've captured this flavor
Okay.
in the Maypop beer. We
Yeah.
put the
This will be a sour beer.
yeah, this is a sour beer.
Do you use
So-
the whole thing? Do you use the whole fruit or just what's inside?
So each day we'll kind of gather a little bit, and then we'll just use the seeds and the yellow part inside.
That is amazing.
So we'll
That's
scoop
really cool.
We'll scoop that out, and then we just keep freezing it until we get enough,
Okay.
and then it'll go into the beer while it's fermenting.
Okay. And you'll only make so much every year, and people know that.
Right.
They need to get it while it's cold
just
in
what
this.
grows outside of our front door, and we
Okay.
put that into the right amount of beer, and that's it till next year.
Nice. All right, moving right along.
So the next one, again, this is a fun sort of tropical flavor and aroma. This is a sassafras leaf. Grab one of those.
This is the main ingredient in
So yeah, break it up.
filet gumbo. So filet is dried sassafras leaves.
Yeah.
So
You can sort of taste it a little bit, but mostly the aroma.
Yeah.
You'll get. I describe it as like a
cool.
fruit loopy, sort of.
Yeah.
Also passion fruit.
I
like.
sense that. Okay. And
then-
was some of this stuff done trial and error, or did you just hit it every time? You're like, oh, this is great.
We did a lot of trial and error to start.
Okay.
We started on a very, very small system, about 1.5 barrels. So in our first year, we made over 100 different beers.
Okay.
And every single one was an experiment to see how sassafras leaves did.
There it
or,
is.
You know, other woods and barks and things like that.
and then even now when we brew, we're always kind of like maybe tweaking it a little bit so that we can maybe solve a problem we'll encounter on a future batch of beer.
Yeah.
So each time we brew, we learn something about maybe the next beer we brew.
Sure. Is this leafy
Yep,
then?
so this is the sassafras. This one is not as tart as the one that you just had, but it's dry, lightly tart. It is dry hopped with Illinois grown hops that complement the kind of citrusy,
Fabulous.
fruit loopy. Yeah, it's very dry, easy drinking.
I can't tell if that's like a beer wine, right on that line.
Right.
You know, like a just smooth.
Yep.
Like, so good.
Some of the sour beers are right on that beer wine line where a lot of people who come in and they say they don't like beer, we'll actually send them to a sour beer on the menu to try because it fits more the profile of the wine.
It does. I sense that. Okay. We're about to have some fun with this, I can tell. So I'm going to give you guys the stage over here.
So here's another sour beer. This is a almost black sour beer. You can see the color there. If you didn't know what it was, you might think it was a stout, actually.
Yeah, like a stout. I was going to say that.
Yeah,
Very heavy.
but it
made
won't
with
taste
this?
like a stout at all. Yes.
So we use like an old tool called a draw knife, and you can scrape the bark off the tree. And the bark of this tree historically was used in like flavoring sodas, but it's like a really nice woody kind of amaretto.
Very nice.
Almond like.
So is that this one?
Yeah, so this one's really unusual. So it is brewed with a lot of chocolate malt, which is what gives it the color, but it's tart and you get the cherry flavor. So it's almost like a chocolate covered cherry.
You said chocolate?
Chocolate covered cherry.
I'm a fan. Oh, wow. Okay, that's just crazy.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? You were talking about the soda. So what I pick up on immediately, I was like, okay, I
Like a cherry
get
cola
that.
kind
I do
of.
get that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely really good. Okay, so these fall everywhere, right? And you're like, okay, I'll show this thing.
So the black walnut, you know,
remove these.
ironically has a could be called a green walnut because of the big green hull.
Okay.
So you got to remove the hull first.
Which you've already done.
Which we've done.
Okay.
And then you have to spend hours pressure wash. You dry them after you knock the hull off.
Oh, this better be good, right?
And then you pressure wash it.
What?
For a very long time to get all the black remnants of the hull off.
Wow.
And then after you do that, then you let them dry some more.
Okay.
And for this beer, what we did is we essentially crushed a bunch of these. All these beers are made over a wood fire at the brewery.
Okay.
We have a big wood-fired oven that all our food is done in. So we loaded up all these baking sheets, slid them into the oven, and we toasted the nut, shell and all.
Okay.
Because for beer, if we have some shell in there, we're going to filter it later on, so it doesn't matter.
So is it as long as, is there that fermenting process or whatever? So how long is that usually after you've done the?
Depends on the beer.
Okay.
This one is actually a lager, so it's one of the ones that takes the longest to ferment.
Is that what this one is?
This one right here.
This one, okay.
Yeah. So it goes through about 5 weeks in our fermenter.
Okay.
And then another conditioning period after that of several months. So it has a long time to mellow and smooth. Kind of smooth out. That's a really nice
I just
beer.
found my favorite. So guess what? A lot of labor. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's a nice beer.
It's wonderful. Yeah, that's so good. Well, what is it that you want our audience to know that maybe I haven't asked you about?
I think you've hit most of it.
Follow along on the journey. So you've got all the social pages.
We do.
Yeah.
Our beer menu changes weekly and it's updated on our website, so people can find that there.
Do people get mad if they come in and this is not available? And then they want you to go crack more of those, right?
No, there'll be something even better on.
Oh, and confidence. I like that.
There's not a lack of options on being able to try different beers, and we have everything from light in color to dark in color, low alcohol to higher alcohol. Something for everybody, and if some of these seem a bit intimidating to people, we can always find a beer that they'll like.
Sure. Yeah. So tasting experience for sure. Well, thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you
Check
for
them
having
out.
us.
Scratch
Appreciate
Brewing
it.
Company. Look, they've worked hard. So go see them. All right. We'll be right back.
My name is Lee Eklund. I'm the Center Director for Malone's Early Learning Center. You got to have that love and passion, and being able to come here and see how rewarding it is to have a child learn how to tie their shoes or have a child learn how to stack blocks. It's so rewarding.
When I was at John A. Logan, it really gave me the mentality of we're coming in to teach the children, not to watch the children. And so it taught me the importance of engaging with them, becoming one with the classroom, and really having that involvement there.
For youth who use tobacco or e-cigarettes, we are promoting the My Life, My Quit program that's for ages 13 to 17.
We want to make sure that they don't start to become addicted to cigarettes or vaping.
We go into schools and do classroom presentations, or we do large assemblies like in the gyms to share information about how they can get help if they already have an addiction.
But really the thing is, we don't want our youth and young people to become addicted.
Marian Medical Mission's purpose is to share the love of Christ with the extreme poor in Africa. We do this through the WELL program by providing a sustainable source of safe drinking water while working hand in hand with our African partners. No overhead or administrative costs are deducted unless so designated by the donor. Be part of the solution. Go to mmmwater.org to donate.
So this show has been all about creation, motivation, encouragement. And we've been seeing these things on TikTok, and I've shared it with the crew many times, of if you're out and you're by yourself, how do you take a memorable photo, right? And look at some of these examples that I'm going to show you. There's a really cool shot of a guy jumping over his iPhone. There's a really cool guy that shows you how to take an interesting selfie where you're not just doing the mom selfie, you know, in the car or whatever. It could be a really cool photo that you'll want to share. And then we have some options for better poses, because how awkward is it when you, every time you look like you're going to the prom, you know, with your significant other when you take a photo. So we're going to issue a challenge. I think we'll have Emily, Riley, and Walker. Where's Walker? Okay, he just raised his hand. I will assign one of these poses that I showed earlier and how to achieve that look, and we'll see who does it best on the next show. How about that, Rob?
That sounds like fun.
Do you like it?
I do. I think that's a great idea.
Do you want to judge it?
I'll judge it, yeah.
Rob will judge it.
I will judge you so good.
Do you need... Stop.
I love judging
Do you need
people.
a second? Riley, you need to... Rob wants to talk. He will judge you so good. Okay.
I'm going to judge you so good.
I feel like, should we have 3 judges, 2 judges, or just you?
Well, it should be more than just me to make it fair.
So...
Can we have 11 judges?
What if you... Not 11. We can do 3 or 1.
It would have to be 3.
Okay, so it'll be you. Do we make Ashley a judge?
Ashley and Lucas.
And Lucas. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. We fully expect everybody else to participate and encourage those who are competing. And then maybe the winner gets like this or something. I don't even know. Okay, a camera maybe would be better.
We're going to give somebody a camera for taking a photo?
Well, it's going to be look, it has to be a masterful photo.
It better be a good photo. I want in on this competition if we're going to give away a camera.
It better be a great photo. Sony, you're watching. I mean, think about it. Good advertisement, right? All right, guys, thank you so much for being with us this week. We want to thank all of those who make this show possible, and we want to also thank our guests for coming out and being part of this hour. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So it is about almost 9 o'clock. We have to be set up by 9:15. First interview is at 9:30. So we're gonna go see what the crew's doing, see what they're doing to prepare for our first interview. So you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. How does it feel to be on the first show?
It's a little spooky at first, but
Yeah?
I think I've gotten a bit of in the swing of it.